Fuck yeah. Sorry.
Don't swear in the first 10 seconds.
My
Okay,
bad.
welcome. Welcome to Around the Whiteboard. Beyond the Whiteboard sponsor this, btwb.com/all-in-one. If you own an affiliate, or if you do your own coaching, or your own like training or whatever at home, you can use it to track all your workouts, and it puts up really annoying little GIFs of everything that you do. So if you put in a salt bike, there's a little guy doing a salt bike, which really irritates me irrationally, but I just can't get over it. If you're an affiliate, it'll white glove all your people over, so you won't have to re-enter any payment methods or anything. Same thing if you're an online coach or whatever. They're really supportive, really good people. At today's debate, we've got Caleb Beaver. I'm going to remove his camera now in a second just so he feels more comfortable. And he's just going to be like down in the bottom corner somewhere. He is one of the many brains behind this Van podcast. He's the chief keyboard clicker. Fastest finger in the web. We've also got Drew from Misfit. He is a coach and a podcast host as well, right?
Yes, sir.
Yep. And we've also got Bartley Dale, who is currently being driven by his mother to the dentist. So if he dips it, he actually said it was his girlfriend driving, but nobody believes he has a girlfriend, so it has to be his mother. Okay, if you haven't seen this show before, that kind of sets the tone nicely, I think. The stage is set. We've got 3 people. We've got 60 seconds. We've got 3 topics. Bartley's signal is dropping, and he's having a side conversation, so that's just absolutely perfect. We're going to go through the 3 topics. Everybody has 60 seconds to speak on each topic. Then there'll be a 20-second rebuttal window, which I have a sneaking suspicion Caleb will do most of his work in the 20-second rebuttal window. Caleb, you're nearest me, so you're going to go first. The first question that we're going to do is we're going to program Friday Night Lights in Fort Worth. So they've announced that it's going to be a workout, at least one workout on Friday night, pre-cuts. Cuts are coming on Saturday morning. And it's going to be in the football field in Fort Worth, which has like a really big capacity compared to Dickie's. And it's also got that kind of, classic Texas Friday evening feel with football and other stuff that like references that I don't understand. All right, Caleb, so you got 60 seconds. Your time starts now. What should the workout be?
All right, here's the only thing it can be. This is it. There's everything else gets thrown out the window. It has to be a repeat of the 2010 Pyramid Double Helen. That's it. You put everybody on a field and you got the track. You just throw up some freaking pull-up bars, and it'll be 1,200 meter run, 63 kettlebell swings, 36 pull-ups, and then descending to 800 meter run, 42 kettlebell swings, 21 pull-ups, 400 meter run, 21 kettlebell swings, 12 pull-ups, and then immediately you have an 8-minute window to make that shoulder to overhead. That's the only thing it can be. It's like 1 rep max shoulder to overhead at the very end. You can switch it to be like kettlebell snatches or something more advanced, or maybe do chest to bar instead of whatever. But the only way you can make this work is by bringing it back to 2010. I want to see people get fucked up like how Chase was with Chuck Carswell. I just want to see people just get blasted on their chest to bar, and that's it. That's all I got, and that's the best way you can open up CrossFit Games.
Yeah, I mean, it's not bad. Okay. Drew, you got 60 seconds. Time starts now. Off you go.
Run 600 meters, 12 deadlifts at 405, 275, 40-yard unbroken handstand walk, 9 deadlifts, 40-yard unbroken handstand walk, 6 deadlifts, run 600. So you run 600 twice, you get a 12.96 in the middle, but you only do the handstand walk twice. The constraints that I had or the criteria, would Castro actually program this? These are 3 movements that get programmed on a very regular basis. 65% of the workouts that they program are less than 10 minutes long. And then probably the most important reason is if you're going to let the public in for free, I think you got to put on a little bit of a show. So we get the handstand walk, you get the athletes upside down. They understand, probably a lot of meatheads understand what 4 blues look like. You get to see a bunch of Clydesdales running. That's like my favorite thing in CrossFit, is the bigger athlete that can also take off running. And I think it's short enough that you'd get a pretty good race across the field, especially if you're able to stack about 20 wide.
Good stuff. All right, Bartley, 60 seconds. Off you go.
Well, I was supposed to go first, so I'm really pissed that Caleb actually used the notes that I shared with him earlier today, because he took my answer exactly. But these are the iconic events that have occurred on Friday at the last 9 games, excluding 2020. Alpaca Redux, the Capital, Ruck, Sprint Couplet, Battleground, Sprint Oak Course, Murph twice, Triple 3. And then these are the final events on Friday at the last 9 games, excluding 2020. Helena, Echo Press, Handstand Walk Course, Mary, Fibonacci, Assault Banger, Double DT, Heavy DT, 2159 Complex. Friday has always had either an event that looks amazing on TV or is a beast of a workout. And 4 of the times there have been a named workout or a variation of a named workout. And we also had the repeat or near repeat with Fibonacci. So I expect the repeat. I expect it to be pyramid double Helen, except I expect it to be kettlebell swings instead.
And you're out of time. But that was really well put together before you run out of time. All right. We'll come back down the way. We've got 20 seconds. Caleb, you're up first. You got 20 seconds. Your time starts now. Off you go.
All right, Barclay, here's the deal. Nobody cares about the names of the workouts, okay? You can list off as many names as you want. It doesn't matter. You could say it's a redo of freaking Alpaca Redux. It doesn't matter because nobody knows what the fuck that is, okay? You got to give us some actual examples. You got to give us a rundown of what's going to happen because that's not it. That's not going to be it. It's going to be...
And you read it. Okay. All right. Drew, you got 20 seconds. Your time starts now. Off you go.
I think it's way too easy to ask for a repeat on this show instead of actually programming an event. And then I just think the visual element of under the lights, Friday Night Lights, close-up shots of super heavy deadlifts, people racing, running. You get the visual element again of working across the field and then having the track.
The way your voice inflected there sounds like there was another word coming.
I didn't think I had time.
Barclay, you've got 20 seconds. Off you go.
The one thing that I think people expect for the max lift this year is the clean, and I don't think it's going to occur in the way that people expect. I think we're going to have the shoulder to overhead, but I think that the clean is going to occur in a ladder of some sort instead. Not at Friday Night Lights.
Okay. Shush. All right. Do some scores. What kind of car are you in, Barclay?
Probably
2008 Camry.
Ooh, it's close.
Classic.
I had a car trouble last weekend. The radiator was leaking, so my car shut off in the middle of a left turn lane.
Oh,
Did you fix it, or did you just let it sit there in the turn lane?
No, I let Firestone fix it.
that's your girlfriend's nickname, is it?
Yeah.
All right. After one round, Drew's on 1.5. Caleb and Barclay are on 2. Caleb and Barclay essentially had the same answer. Barclay honestly lost me halfway through his answer with just like a list of different workouts, but then I realized it was actually a point to what he was saying, and that it's going to be a repeat. It's going to be a named workout. Caleb just basically had the same answer, but the impassioned delivery got him the same amount of points as the detailed delivery from Barclay. Right. We got our second topic. Is there any comments there on that one? Plus Caleb for arguing. We need more arguments on this show. Yeah, I don't know who I said that to, but I said people want entertainment, not debates. I can't remember who I said it to, but I said it to it was Barclay. Yeah, I said people don't want actual debates. They just want someone to be like, "Hey, fuck you, you're an idiot." And then even if they don't follow up on it, they just want that. That's all they want. Yeah. Let's see. Boo, we just did Helen. Yeah, but it's totally different. The pyramid and and like everyone remembers that chase.
I had a whole train of thought too. I was like, oh, we're on a track, so we can run 400s. It can be Helen. And I was like, but then it's too easy for them. So we'll have to do bar muscle ups. And then we'll have to do like kettlebell snatches or whatever. And then I realized that they had just done that. So
yeah, still. Yeah, I mean, Drew, like your workout was all right, but I wasn't like, oh fuck, that'd be cool. I think if you'd thrown in like, and then they're gonna, I don't know, fucking drive a car off a cliff or something. I don't know, something like. I kind of thought they were gonna do like Murph or something because they're announcing one tomorrow, and tomorrow's 4th of July, and then they're doing one at a football field. So I was like, oh, they might do Murph, but I was instantly told, no, you're a fucking idiot. So anyway,
Memorial Day, brother.
Yeah. All right. Drew, you're going first on this one. Then it's going to be Barclay. Then it's going to be Caleb. Next week, Monday at, please hold, 6:15 Pacific Standard Time, I believe. No, wait, maybe that's today. Yeah, Monday night, 6:15. Get with the programming. Are doing a bracket show, I believe, based around who is the greatest rookie of the CrossFit Games. I was going to say CrossFit Games Europe, but there is just of the CrossFit Games. So what I want to know from you guys is, as a little appetizer, a little aperitif for that show next Monday with Chase and Bill and probably John Young. I'm just guessing. I'm assuming it's going to be him. He's just everywhere. I'm surprised he's not here, actually. So Drew, you're first up on this one. Who is the greatest rookie of all time? Your time starts now. Off you go.
2018 Laura Horvath. I think the sport had developed to a point there where we kind of knew, like the women's leaderboard was changing year after year. We didn't know. And it seemed like for the next handful of years, it was going to be Tia, Annie, Katrin, Kara. And then a rookie basically came out of nowhere. Just in the programming and coaching circles, people didn't really know who she was. And if you go look at the leaderboard from that year, like she wasn't super close right at the end with Tia, but she was right there with all of them the entire time. And her performances were pretty incredible. And not just your like doing pretty well most of the time, like a lot of first, second, third, in there in the top 5, mixing it up with them. So I think once the sport got to that point, having someone burst onto the scene like that seemed really improbable. And she just came out of nowhere and beat all of the other women other than the greatest CrossFitter ever.
It was proven that it was just a flash in the pan, though. Just kind of just vanished after that. All right, Bartley, you got 60 seconds. Time starts now. Off you go.
It depends on what your criteria for greatest is, whether it's like overall place or wins or something like that. Considering the CrossFit Games has historically tried to find the fittest, I think we can argue that if you've won, then it should be weighted the most. So there are only 4 possible answers to this question, which are James Fitzgerald, Jolie Gentry, Katie Henniger, and Miko Salo, because they're the only athletes to have won the games in their rookie year. James and Jolie won in 2007, Katie won in 2008, and Miko won in 2009. And if we accept that the games has gotten more complicated or more difficult every single year, then the rookie that has won the most recently, which is Miko, will be the athlete that is the greatest rookie. He's won 3 wins, 20%, top 3 finishes, 67%. I don't think you can beat him. Right, Pedro? See, I got those stats for you.
Yeah.
Couldn't hear half of them, but it's okay.
Yeah, I mean, the end there, nothing came in on the end. I got you as far as Miko Salo, and then you looked like you were made out of Lego and kind of started like speaking through a blender. All right, Caleb, 60 seconds. Time starts now. Off you go.
Here's the deal, Dale. I'm just telling you one thing right here. If you don't pick, if you're a CrossFit Games analyst, you do CrossFit, you freaking look at all the numbers across the board, across left and right from 2004 to 2024, we're going to look right here and we're going to say Rich Froning is the number one best rookie of all time. Okay. You know why? Because Rich Froning is the only athlete to publicly be held to a standard. They told him he would not win if he could not do those rope climbs. So guess what? They didn't let him win if they didn't do those freaking rope climbs. And he went on to be one of the greatest CrossFit Games athletes of all time, if not the greatest. So if you're not picking Rich Froning for this particular question right here, then you're absolutely out of your mind. I don't give a fuck what you think about Brent Fikowski or Pat Bellner or anybody else.
And you're muted. I want to give you an extra point for particular. I think just the delivery of that one word was just fantastic. All right. Drew, you've got 20 seconds of rebuttals. Your time starts now. Off you go.
Barclay, did you forget Jason Kalipa, the guy who not only won in his first year, but came out of absolutely nowhere with the every second counts? People didn't even know he had a chance to win. And then he did heavy squat clean grace so fast that he got there. Yeah, I mean, that would be the answer to the question if we were going based on person who won it.
Okay. Right. Bartley, you've got 20 seconds. Time starts now. Off you go.
It still wouldn't be Khalifa because he won in 08 and Miko won in 09, and 09 was more difficult than 08. I think Caleb's been inhaling too many fumes from his RV.
All right, Caleb. 20 seconds. Off you go.
If you're not picking the Rich Froning for this question, you are absolutely lost your freaking gosh darn minds, okay? There's nobody else on the entire planet who could do anywhere near as good. You're looking at, I don't give a shit about the Brent Fikowski or the Pat Vellners or any of those ding-dongs in the top of the 5 or whatever these years. They're all idiots to me. And the only person who did the best...
And he's come. I'm trying to figure out, is that what you normally talk like and you've been tempering it down, or are you putting that on now just for that? Like, have you been hiding this all the time?
I live in Nebraska, man. It's kind of part of it. I do talk like that, but I don't normally talk like that because people find it weird.
All right.
Got to speak proper English for the layman.
Queen's English. Okay. How do I hide this? Right. Barclay, just fucking tag that. I mean, that was just so shit. Thanks for playing. Drew, decent answer. Like Laura, it's a great answer. Just can't be faulted. Caleb, delivery alone kept you up with Drew there, and the impassioned delivery, while also mocking anyone else's potential answer, even people not on the show and people on the show who haven't said those people. You still mocked. Like anyone who thinks Pat or Brent
I
is
did
an
the
idiot.
research. I read before this, and I read them, and all of them are so freaking dumb.
Yeah. What? Yeah. You're kind of like the Hawk to it. What are your plans after you? After you move on from this? It's like there was a podcast with her the other day, and they asked her like, so what are your plans after this? And it's like, OnlyFans is probably the answer to that, right?
There's more to come. There's more to come.
I got my management.
That's right.
All right, final topic. Barclay, you're going first on this one, so you can fuck it up early doors instead of waiting. Okay. Our news this week came out that there will be cuts via. This was announced through Dave Castro's interview thing, along with basically all of the fucking news that has come out over the last week has come out through his interviews with athletes, where he said, who was that interview with, where he said, I'm doing the programs for individual, and he basically told Boz, hey, listen, I need some space. You just need to back off a little bit and go and do some team stuff. I think it was with Sprague, right? So he said that there. So he's programming the individuals, Boz is programming the teams. Kind of sounds like relegation, but anyway. Then he also said on another show that there's going to be cuts. That was with Dallin, I think. He said there's going to be the cut schedule is going to be released, and I think it should have been released way before he said it's going to be released. But just a small team. So we have another year of cuts. The cuts this year are going to be no cuts Thursday, no cuts Friday. I gather there's going to be one event Saturday morning, and then there's going to be cuts, and then the athletes will be further cut down until Sunday when there's the last few standing. So Barclay, the question is, should there be cuts at the CrossFit Games? You got 60 seconds. Your time starts now. Off you go.
No, give me the data. Let all the athletes finish the race and grow the sport by highlighting as many unique athletes as possible. The lifespan of a CrossFit athlete is already short enough that we don't need to make it even shorter by making athletes miss more events. Cole Griesaber's gotten 33rd the last 2 years at the Games. He's missed 9 events due to cuts. He won the inverted medley and beat Justin last year at the Games, and he set the world record in the handstand walk at the semifinals this year. 1% of people on Heat 1 picked him to win that event. Maybe more people would have picked him if they had known that Griesaber was actually a competitor because they had seen him more often. When you decrease the number of athletes that get screen time, you put the growth of the sport into a select few athletes' hands because they're the only athletes that people know. And that's bad.
All right, Caleb, you've got 60 seconds. Time starts now. Off you go.
Here's the deal. I don't give a flying fuck about anybody under 20th. in the games. If you get to Saturday and you're under 20th, I'm not watching those first 2 heats. I don't give a shit about them. They are so boring to watch. They don't do well. They never will do well, and they're just not nobody cares to watch them. So why would you bother? It's a shitty vacation for them. They're going to show up on Monday and they're going to be stressed out for a week, and they're not even going to make it to Sunday the next week. So why bother? You shouldn't even be there to begin with. They only need 20 athletes to put on a real good show, and then that's all you get, really. You just get the top 20 greatest athletes on the planet, and you put them out there and you make them do the fucking work and add the drama, and then there you go. You have the best show, and you don't have to worry about freaking these other two, all the timing of having to add 2 more heats. It's just a pain in the ass, and nobody cares to watch them because they're just shitty athletes,
relatively speaking. All right, Drew, you got 60 seconds. Time starts now. Off you go.
As a coach, it fucking kills me to say this, but I think there are 10 to 15 athletes given either division on any given year that the test in totality is too much for. It becomes very clear at a certain point in the weekend that they are going to finish between 30th and 40th. But I think that the cut to 30 and then to 20 is too much. If you look last year at both the men's and women's leaderboards, so many of the athletes from like 21st to 27th or 28th took a top 10 right before they got cut and would have affected the leaderboard. And we see this on the teen side and the masters side. When they go in and they make it only 10 people be able to do it, like you don't get the parity that you don't need. You don't get the people that Barclay was talking about coming in and taking a first and stealing points from someone and completely changing what the end of the leaderboard could actually look like. So one cut down to 30, let them all go and through Saturday.
Don't know what happened to my camera there. And now, for some reason, this camera's making me look incredibly red and short. All right, Barclay. You've got 20 seconds. Time starts now. I've muted you because your car is really loud. Sorry, I'll unmute you. You got 20 seconds. Time starts now. Off you go.
The CrossFit Games is one event. You can't compare it to other sports. The World Series is a best of 7. Super Bowl is a single event after an elimination bracket after a regular season. Track and swimming have multiple rounds, whether it be prelims, semis, finals, etc. But athletes often compete in multiple events. PGA cuts down, and the game should be. I'm out of time.
I saw the best part of that. Hey, there's no need to start drinking vodka over it. I saw the best part of that was about 6 seconds left. You fucked yourself up because you looked at the clock. And then we're like, I'm never going to be able to finish this point. And you were just thinking about how little time you had. All right, Caleb, you've got 20 seconds. Time starts now. Off you go.
They just don't matter. The rest of them don't matter. If you give me the top 20 athletes that are out there on the field, they're going to have the biggest show. They're going to be the best show. I don't care if any of the bottom 20 are going to middle some of the top 20. It's not going to matter. You're going to have the top 3 regardless. So if I have to sit there and watch 2 more goddamn heats of this freaking game ever again, I'm going to be pissed. So keep cutting them. I don't care.
All right, Drew, 20 seconds. Off you go.
If they're going to keep saying that the global brand thing is the reason why they want the people from the regions that don't have as competitive athletes to come, then they need cuts. If they want to figure out a system where they can get the 40 fittest men and women on earth, then I agree that there should be no cuts.
Cool. Someone, where is it? Is Barclay driving? No, his mother is driving him to the dentist.
Yeah.
In Minnesota or something. I wasn't listening. Something like that. A female person is driving him somewhere beginning with an M. I don't know. 4.5. Okay. Barclay, to your point, you said something about killing off the athletes or something. I can't remember how you worded it, but you said something about killing off the athletes who do, because, I mean, there's a reason euthanasia is a thing. Some people just need to be put to sleep. So, like, if you have some guy coming or some girl coming who, like, is never going to be able to complete, like Drew was saying, never going to be able to complete the work over the course of however 4 or 5 days, and they're just going to, like, be ground to a pulp because they're coming from a region that isn't as competitive, or because they're like this fucking guy that, you know, potentially the 10th person in Asia could have gone because of all the people popping for drugs, and they go and they have to like force themselves to go through 5 days when they're like, oh, I'm just kind of generally the fittest person in my gym and I don't really know why I'm here. Like, I think, yeah, there's a reason euthanasia is the thing.
Don't you think they'd have better opportunities if they didn't waste their time on 3 days at the CrossFit Games? Like they wouldn't be as beat down, so they could go to Rogue at the end of the, maybe qualify for Rogue at the end of the year, so they can make like twice as much money as the CrossFit Games is going to give them.
Or if they're really shit, they could do their meet and greet with their 5 fans at the tier stall on the Saturday or Sunday.
There you go. Sign a few autographs, you know. Maybe put out your Venmo and they'll give you $20 for fucking beer or something.
Yeah. Wasn't it? Didn't Emma McQuaid and Sarah Sigmundsdottir, they got cut in Madison and they did a triathlon on the. They got cut on the Friday and they did a triathlon on the Saturday or something. Yeah, and I think the other 2 girls too.
Sarah.
Yeah, and Emma.
McQuaid might as well, but you're missing Briggs, and that's very rude.
Okay, so you're saying the 2 people that I included were there, but you're still somehow correcting me. Jesus.
I just work here. I just work here.
Yeah. All right. C Beaver takes it. 5.5. Drew on 5. Bartley's delighted he doesn't have to come back. That was his main aim of today. Yeah, so I think cuts just like the sense of jeopardy, the sense of like, oh shit, the sense of even you look at the behind the scenes from last year and there's so many of the stories are just based off the fact that so much of the interesting stuff was based off the fact of people circling the drain, people who are already like down the pipe gone, and then people who are, you know, just above, like clinging on, hoping that they're already focusing on the next cut that's coming. I just think that sense of jeopardy, if you're talking about promoting the athletes and you're talking about stories and stuff, there's no better story than you know, that kind of sense of jeopardy that comes. I also think, yeah, if you don't have cuts, then you get more and more people. You get it basically, I know there was cuts in 2019, but you get a kind of 2019 vibe where people are just turning up just to say, I was at the CrossFit Games, and it's like, yeah, and then you got cut after like one event. Whereas if there's no cuts, it's like, I was at the CrossFit Games, like, cool, what you do? Oh, I just kind of fucked around for a while and, you know, walked through some of the workouts that I couldn't do, but I was working out beside fucking Chandler Smith, so it was cool or whatever. I just think it adds a bit more intensity to things. Anything else here? Let's see. Barkley is late to a Dungeon and Dragon festival. Yeah.
Damn.
Stop holding back, Caleb. Yeah, I'm not sure there's any holding back. I wish Caleb would tell us what he really thinks. Yeah.
You wish.
Now Pedro's Northern Irish angle. What? I'm not Northern Irish. Southern Irish. Oh, the camera he means, because I'm orange. Oh wow, that's a deep one.
Wow, is that like a serious racial slur for you or what?
No, you kind of like if you're orange, you're Protestant in Northern Ireland. You'd be called orange.
You guys
have to paint
that shit.
Yeah, you have to paint your face orange if you're Protestant, just to show everyone that you're Protestant. Wow. So if you're not Roman Catholic and you ever visit Ireland, you have to paint your face orange, just for anyone that's watching who needs to know.
Roman Catholic, what do I got to paint my face red?
No, you just carry evidence of molestation with you, and then people will just believe you. Right, Caleb, on that note, you got 30 seconds to talk about whatever you want to talk about. Your time starts now. Off you go.
All right. So if you want to do some serious service to your affiliatevideocontest.com, go to that website. It is the entry for a contest that Sevon and Suze are putting on, or the Sevon podcast is putting on. You can win $5,000 if you put up a series of videos about people within your affiliate. That's affiliatevideocontest.com if you want to win a shitload of money.
How do I do this? There we go. That's it. $5,000 first place, $3,000 second place, $2,000 third place. Sivan and Matt are the judges, and the other guy. What's the other guy's name?
I don't know. It only says those two on there, so I think they're the only one judging.
Oh, there was a guy on the show when they announced it. I thought he was.
Oh, Brad. He put a bunch of the videos together from Salty Hive CrossFit.
Okay.
I think he made a bunch of examples, so you can check those out as well.
So they got like all requirements. They've got like instructions. And I think Matt, if you go to the school community app, Matt he is going to detail the stuff that he's doing when he like tips and stuff. There's going to be tips that I've already forgotten the guy's name. What did you say his name was?
Brad, I think.
Brad. He's going to detail all the stuff that they talked about on the show with Brad of like what he did and how he did it and stuff. Has to be done by September 7th. And then the winners will be announced after that. So that's really cool. And then there's going to be a whole library of these videos for any affiliate owner to use of like why do CrossFit. I will actually say though, the post that CrossFit put out today was really good. They put out a really good post today about like who should do CrossFit. Yeah, so that's affiliatevideocontest.com. Which is pretty cool. Okay. Thank you guys. I appreciate you guys coming on. Go and watch Get With The Programming in an hour. Are going to have Haley and Josh Murillo talking about Haley Adams and her comeback and stuff. And yeah, that's it. Thank you, everyone. Barclay, thanks. Good luck with the dentist with your wisdom teeth. Tell your mom we said hi. Drew, thanks very much for coming on. Short notice, really appreciate it because the guy that was supposed to come on got really scared and backed out when he saw Caleb's army picture. Caleb, thanks for coming on, and I'll see you in 2 weeks. You'll probably be fine because it was Brandon Luckett won last week, and he was dog shit. Amongst like dog shit, dude. So unless someone really, really good is on next week, you basically got to bye to the semi-final, so you're fine. All right. Thanks, guys. Appreciate your time, everyone. Thanks, everyone, for watching. Go and watch Get With The Programming in just under an hour. Thank you and goodbye.